Hey guys, what's going on? It's Carl here, back with another episode, and it is finally the time of my review and comparison of the 2016 MacBook Pros. We've got the 13-incher, the 15-incher. Does 2 inches make a big difference? So first and foremost, these are the base models of each of their respective sizes. The 13-inch, this is the base with the touch bar, and on the 15-inch side, you can't grab one without a touch bar, so just the natural base model. So when you're comparing both of these models, you have 3 things to consider. The first being the price. And yeah, I'll state right off the bat, both of these are extremely expensive. $1,800 for the 13-inch, $2,400 for the 15-inch. Second off is portability. And for laptops, I think that's pretty key. I think the 13-inch model is perfect for a travel laptop. It's small, it's lightweight, compact, fits into any single bag that I have. Whereas the 15-incher, and don't get me wrong, this is still way smaller than my previous gen 15-inch, it's just a bit more of an inconvenience. If size and portability are the key points you're going for, hands down, I prefer the 13-inch. I personally carry this guy when I travel, and I love the form factor. I do prefer the extra 2 inches though on the 15-inch model. It doesn't make as big of a difference when you're browsing the net, checking emails, but doing something like creating video, having that extra screen real estate makes a huge difference. And in that regard, the 15-incher for me, so it really depends on what you're looking for and what you're hoping to get out of your device. Third off, of course, is performance. And this entire video was actually edited on the 15-inch MacBook Pro. If you're a Final Cut user like myself, this is a dream come true. Absolute breeze on both devices, and unless you have both of them side by side, you're comparing rendering times, both can handle 4K footage without a problem. On the 15-inch side, I've even seen people use 6K, even 8K red footage. The 15-incher is a powerhouse. It's got its own dedicated graphics card, and this current base model beats out my fully spec'd out iMac from 2 years ago, and I may or may not have a fully spec'd 15-incher on the way. That's giving you a good idea of how much I love these things for editing. If you're not heavy into video, and I'm gonna use air quotes, a pro, I would lean away from the 15-inch model. This thing is so expensive, it's almost ridiculous. $500 to $1,000 more price than any other competitor on the market, and I'm comparing that to high-end PCs. I would even lean towards those if you're a Premiere user, as I've heard that Premiere is actually better on those devices. But if Final Cut happens to be your jam, you need a brand new device, I think this comment pretty much sums everything up and my thoughts up in general. So that wraps up those 3 options, and my overall pick, as I mentioned, is the 15-inch MacBook Pro. For everyone else, doesn't use Final Cut, doesn't need that extra screen real estate, 13-inch, hands down, save your money. Trust me, the 15-inch, unless you use it for those reasons, not worth it. So the overall experience on both devices, and I'm gonna say again, and I'm going to hammer this one home, they are expensive. If you fully spec out either of these, you're spending over $2,000, even $3,000, which is, to me, ridiculous for a laptop, but people will buy them because they're Apple. And that's coming from someone that's using a Surface Book i7. This is actually one of the most expensive Windows laptops that you can get, and the overall experience just isn't as good, and that's even coming from the build. The build on the new MacBook Pros is the best in class. Machined perfectly, you can't find a single fault with them. Other best in class features are the trackpad, way larger this time around, perfect for using gestures. The build quality on these again is just second to none. Another best in class are the speakers, and for a laptop of both of these sizes, even for laptops that are larger, these are hands down the best sounding speakers that you'll find. On the 15-inch model, slightly bigger, so they have slightly better sounding speakers, and I love them. And it kind of sucks when you go back to a PC or other laptop that just doesn't have as good speakers. Third off, of course, is the displays, and here's where Apple doesn't have too much of a lead against the competition. I won't label them the best in class, they're definitely up there, and they aren't touchscreen, which leads me to the next feature, which is the touch bar. I made an entire video if I thought the touch bar was worth the hype. I will leave that linked up here, but to round that up, I do really like the touch bar. I like how it changes with every application. I don't use it for every application, and I think there's still work to be done, but it isn't anything too groundbreaking, it's just something that's nice to have. And to round everything up, we'll talk about the stickiest feature, which is the port situation. 4 USB-C Thunderbolt ports, and no matter what, you will be living the dongle life. There's no way around it. If you're using a legacy, weird to call it that now, USB device, something as simple as an SD card, you will need a dongle, and Apple will be making a killing, absolute killing on dongles this year. But it's weird. We're in that odd, weird, strange spot on the spectrum where we're switching over to more USB-C peripherals. You even see that on monitors where you can now charge, get video output, and power your single MacBook Pro through one cable. And I'm positive in 2017, even 2018, everything will be USB-C, and that's where these guys will shine. So to round this entire review up, I've had the best experience on the 2016 MacBook Pros. I'm now just broke, and if you're planning on buying one, your wallet will also be hurting. That is the very sad reality of being an early adopter and buying an Apple product. You will pay through the wazoo. There are definitely better bang for buck options out there, but unfortunately, if you're looking to buy the latest and greatest from Apple, your bank account does have to suffer. Really curious to see what you guys have to say about the 2016 MacBook Pros. And as I mentioned, I'm grabbing a fully spec'd out 15-inch, which will be my new main editing rig, and this guy's getting replaced. I hope you guys enjoyed this video though. Remember, I've got a couple giveaways going on. Make sure you check them out, linked in the description. Catch you in my next episode, next vlog. This one's a long one. Peace.